Hi everyone. In this set of videos, we're going to go over how to do basic data processing, including some calculations on Python pandas and also some text analysis. I will let you take a look here at the main goals of this specific notebook and related lab, and just go right into it and explain the code. So I'm using Google Colab for this one, so we may need to mount a drive. So the Google Colab notebook recognizes the drive where we have our files stored. So you may need to do this, but if you're working on your own machine, you will not need to do this code. Here, we're going to import our main packages, pandas, numpy. I'm not even sure we use numpy here, but it's always good to have, and seaborn to make our graphs better, matplotlib because we're going to be graphing some stuff, and then we can kind of automatically indicate matplotlib to use the seaborn packages, which make it, I think, more visually appealing. Here's just kind of something, probably should put it on the cell above, but this is just to better improve the format of decimal points. Here I'm going to import our CSV data set, and this is a data set of tweets. So it's tweets with related tweets information, such as the account that made the tweet, the day the tweet, or another word for tweet is post, was made, and things like that. So we're going to read it and put it into a data frame. I'm calling st_tw, means state Twitter, because these are for state agencies, public health agencies, and all their COVID-19, these are all COVID-19 related tweets made by several public health agents over a 2-year period. Now what I do here with this code, and you may do it or not, is get a sample. So we can use a data frame function here, just sample, and it gets like 50%. Just because sometimes when we're doing text analysis, it may be very slow. So you can work on a sample or not, depending on the power of your computer and how you want your results to be. So I'm calling it this st_tws as the sample. Now, some of the code I think is still going to be referred to this stws, state Twitter sample, but if you just want to work with the full data, that's fine as well. So just make sure you know what you're naming your data frame, your variables, and refer to them accordingly. Here I'm just doing a basic data type checking of the data frame we imported, and I do it for 4 different objects. So one is just the date, and usually when we do the checking for data type of the data frame, it's going to be a series data type, so that's kind of normal. And then I check one specific item of that column, and then see it's str, which means string. So that's not good, because this should be a date, and there's a specific data type for that, and I wanted to make sure that the program recognizes it so we can make calculations on the data. And then I do another one for shares, so we have shares information too. Actually, why don't we take a look at this so you can just kind of get a sense of it. tws.head, and we'll visualize this later, but this is kind of what the data looks like. So we got a date, we have a URL, the author, which is the account handle, the name of the agency, and the actual message here, and this is the actual post. And then there's also hashtags and engagement type, and then there's some interesting quantitative information, which is followers. So the followers of the agency, and these are followers at posting. So we can actually see how the followers change over time, because each posting has a followers at posting information, and the shares of, which is a retweet of each tweet, and then some other information too. You can look into it, and sentiment score I calculated now, but you're not going to have sentiment score yet because we do that later here. So I'm making sure that shares is integer, which is good because I'm going to calculate that and also followers information, and they're all coming up integer. So the program interpreted this correctly. Now I'm just going to do a change of the data type to make sure that our date variable in our data frame is date. So this is how we do it. And then you can double check to make sure that it is. Then, okay, and then we're going to go into part 2 of descriptive analysis of followers and shares.